all trying to hold me down. Know that it's my time, I'm coming for that crown. Ready for the battle, I won't ever back out. Let them know that I want all the glory now. Feeling like they all trying to hold me down. Know that it's my time, I'm coming for that crown. Ready for the battle, I won't ever back out. Let them know that I want all the glory now. Out of this world, I've been gone. 3, 2, 1, I'ma lift off. I don't play games like Jigsaw. Raised by the wolves, I'm a big dog. Waiting my turn for too long. I'ma take over like King Kong. For all the days, no pit stop. 3, 2, 1, I'ma lift off. Stick to the grind and I never gon' stop. Everything I wanted, I already got. They wanna know what you did, and I new level that they haven't unlocked. Everybody think about the money and fame, but I only want one. I don't gotta explain. Got the word on me, nobody even wanna go play the long game. All around the world, I've been traveling. Everything I do is extravagant. Taking my time, I'ma let it play out. 'Cause nothing ever happens by accident. And it's lonely at the top, I'm an introvert. They always wanna talk, never put in work. I was born to compete and I won't be defeated. I know it ain't a race, but I'm still in first. Out of this world, I've been gone. 3, 2, 1, I'ma lift off. I don't play games like Jigsaw. Raised by the wolves, I'm a big dog. Waiting my turn for too long. I'ma take over like King Kong. Foot on that gas, no pit stop.
Yo, 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 yo.
Lift off. I'm taking off like a spaceship out of this planet, but still underrated. I never wanted to go and be famous. All alone, I like to live isolated. I'm trying to get a new crib with a gate and make it so big I don't got any neighbors. Never what Hollywood did it my way, but I'm still getting gold like I play for the Lakers. Yeah, hop on the track like it's Formula One. They be getting lapped, I've been on a run. Told me that I never would have made it, but I can't live without it, so I had to get it done. Whoa, switching the flow like a faucet. I make it look easy, I feel like a prophet. They all wanna be me, but I can't be copied. I'm bringing the heat like I live in the tropics. Out of this world, I've been gone. 3, 2, 1, I'ma lose. Yeah, you already know what it is. Hey, yeah, out in Italy, they can't get a hold of me. Living in the moment, so I put my phone on D&D. Got my feet up on a yacht, I've been feeling free. Limoncello spritz in my hand, and it's all I need.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, is the music? Can you hear the music just like a little bit? Or is it loud? That's the only thing I wanted to wait before I started. Or can you not hear it at all?
Not a single thing in the world I can't do, so I had to go and check. I be in and out of planes, you would think I'm on a jet. No, I'm not flying private, but I know that's coming next. Emirati gold chains and they hanging on my neck. I've been ballin' for so long, I don't even gotta flex. How they tryna hit my lane, but ain't on the road yet. Tryna race a Lamborghini while they in a Corvette. Yeah, I like my woman like models. I tell them come and they follow. I'm on the coast of Amalfi. I'm drinking wine out the bottle and I've been living out my
It's not loud? Okay, good.
tomorrow because there ain't no tomorrow. Now running back.
Where's my deck list? Alright, let's get some games going.
They gon' think it's bank fraud. I be feeling like I'm shady 'cause I am a rap god. Come on, I don't have to tell them what they already know when I step into the.
I have way too many fucking windows open though. Holy shit. So every time I do that, it's gonna show you my desktop. 1 second. Is there anything else I need open? I think we're chilling. And I'll full screen this as soon as it allows me to.
Call it a challenge, it's nothing to me. Make it look easy, it's hard to believe. Look in the mirror, that's how I compete. Now I gotta tell him you not in my league. Whoa, I don't ever wanna fit in, I'ma stand out. And I never was given no handout. Everything been a part of my plan now. 'Cause I do all the things that I wanna do.
Oh shit. Is this you? Is this you, Christian? You about to punk me out on stream? Oh, he didn't want any. Bravo. Sometimes Talishar will bug if you click one of the matchups and then they leave and then you click another matchup. So I just want to make sure this is actually the deck that I want to run. Cool. So we want to go first against Bravo. Not because it's particularly good, but this is also good because we get something to throw into our arsenal, a D-React. So we want to go first against Bravo because they can just kind of high roll and then just keep chaining disruption into us. So I think the play is just Kadachi, and then I'll probably not Arsenal Reinforces on because I can play it out of Arsenal and sometimes it gets caught there. So we'll go here to put 2 damage on him, which they usually will let happen. Maybe he blocks this one, sure. And then we don't want to throw any more cards at him because he's just going to block. So I think we just take the 1 damage and then we probably Arsenal a combo piece. I'd rather Arsenal Descending Gust Wave because it doesn't cost 0. So in the event that I want to Katsu trigger this away, I can do that. He's just going to keep blocking and I don't want to just give him more cards, especially if he's on the fatigue game plan. So we'll add that to Arsenal and we'll chill. This is fine because we could just go like Be Like Water, he's gonna block. Descending Gust Wave, he's gonna block. We could play the next Descending Gust Wave, he's still gonna block, and we take the cards out of his hand and then we just play Reinforce. We could also just go Kadachi, Descendant. I don't think we block this though, is what I'm saying. We can block. We can't really block this too well. Like if I throw these 2 cards in and we give him 2 good cards, we're just gonna take this. So now we could Kadachi and then descend it and keep this here. So we could like Kadachi for 2, then Be Like Water, he blocks it, Descending Gust Wave, he blocks it, and then take those cards out of his hand. It might not be worth doing the Kadachi because we get rid of all this and then Arsenal the Reinforce. So I'm actually going to start with this. We'll pitch this. I don't know if I want both my Descendants in the graveyard here, but it will take another card. Like, the way he's blocking. If he wasn't blocking this way, I'd probably just Kadachi. This is fine. I'll put this in Arsenal. It gives us a stronger turn next turn. Yep, and then he doesn't really have a turn. This is fine. We're going to let this hit. I'm just thinking about my next line. So we can break cross trap and throw surging. The problem is he probably has a good way to block it, so we don't have a follow-up. So we can instead play E-Strike for 5 go again. And bottom this card. And then make this a whelming and then pop cross trap and go surging into whelming. We're just going to take this. This is harder for him to block, and if he gives us 2 cards and equipment here, then... Yep. So he would have just played this on the surging, which is fine. But now it's, do I want to play Be Like Water? He still has a ton of equipment. I don't want to break cross trap for this. I think we'll just... send this, take another card out of his hand. And then pass. Okay, now we have a good turn. We'll take this 4 as well. So we break this and we go surging. He probably blocks this and we have whelming with this. There was a I think we... The problem is we don't have a good bonds target here. So if we don't ancestral this, we can use it here. Or we can go for the Mugenshi line here. We're going to. I'm going to push for the Mugenshi line here. So we say no to this, and then we Katsu trigger the 100 wins. We want this in the graveyard anyway. And we grab Mugenshi, and then we play this. He gives us a card or 2 here, so we can't draw. And then we ask for more cards off of the Mugenshi. So there is merit to breaking this here to draw a card. But I think I'd rather have the Mugenshi hit. So it means that he has to block 6 over instead of just so we're chilling here. I'm not gonna break that yet. Fine. Now he doesn't have a turn and we have tempo. And we didn't have to break any of our equipment, so we're chilling. I think we start with Kadachi, then surging. Yeah. We always want to pitch Lord of the Winds because we have another Mugenshi in the deck. This is going to ask for some cards here. Now we can go Kadachi, just pitch this. Because he's definitely on the fatigue plan. And we're a little low, but it's fine. And we'll just set this up. And now we're chilling. CNC is fine. He can't pummel it, and we have reinforce here, so I could... I think we give him 100 wins here. I don't want to give him the last Descending Gust Wave. So we give him 100 wins. And then we reinforce it. And then our next play is Kadachi CNC. And we put Descendant back here. Yo! What's up, Blake? So now we can just go Kadachi CNC. And ask for some cards. And then Arsenal the Descending Gust Wave for future turns. Our game plan here is to just keep taking. This kind of sucks. We gave him a Seismic Surge. We might get cracked next turn, but we just want to keep taking cards out of his hand and wait for our turn to pop off. With all this set up, we're in pretty good shape. We have a pretty cool line next turn. Or we can go Kadachi, Whelming with the Razor, draw a card, and then maybe go off on like a Bonds turn. The problem is I don't have enough resources to do all that. Because Kadachi is 2, and then this would be 3. We would draw a card, hope that it's a 0 cost, and then that would go to bonds. And then I guess we could just like bonds and 100 wins. We don't even have to play this. So I'm going to block like this. There's a good chance that we use this next turn. We just take the 3 here. And our line will be Kadachi, whelming with the Razor. And I think we're in good shape. And this Descendant Gustwave will kind of just chill there. Ideally, I'd like to go like Kadachi, whelming into bonds, and then have one floating to play this, and then do another bonds, but we won't threaten mass that way. He also might block the second Kadachi here. Yeah. Sure. Now I almost want to throw the Descendant. We can Razor it. Oh, this sucks. This would be the third one, which is fine. It has go again. I can throw this and then use one of these to make it hit if he perfect blocks. And then this could be Yeah, what's up, Dylan? So here's the question now. We still have another Mugenshi, but I don't want to throw another red whelming into... Like, so I could Razor this, but that's not very good. I can Breaking Skills this to go one over top and make this a bonds. This line's awkward. And I don't want to keep both these cards. I need to take tempo. I can't have him hit back with all these cards. So I'm going to do this. It sucks that this is a red whelming. Hopefully he has like another D-react in response to it. He doesn't. But this threatens another mass trigger, so it's going to ask for more cards from him. It just sucks that, unfortunately, we had to give him a red whelming here. This is fine. I'll just push the 3 and then... He won't block this. He shouldn't block this. Okay. This comes in for 4. Our next play is... Kadachi, spinning wheel kick fluster if everything gets blocked. So I can actually block here with this. I'm gonna put a fluster into grave anyway, so I can just block like this and just take 1. This is fine. We can also, yeah, I think it's just Kadachi spinning to threaten mask. He's probably gonna block the second Kadachi again. Cool. If he blocks this, this is a, all right, so he has a D-react, right? So here it comes. Cool. We're going to break Shuriken here. This gives us a lot of value. It'll give us a draw and a Katsu trigger based on what we draw, and I still get to hold the Razor. I really want to hold the Razor for a late game Mugenshi. I only have 1 left, and I need that Mugenshi to hit. So I don't mind doing this. Ooh. Does this change anything? No. I think I just throw the fluster and then hold on to this. Do I want to hold on to this though? I could Kadachi and then throw the fluster. Oh, actually, I could actually. Oh no, I can't. I Kadachi twice. I'm not going to use this. I think we just throw this and hold on to it. Okay, this dude has every single defense react. So he's used He's used one Sync, 2 Fates. So he still has plenty. So I don't mind giving him a Surging here. We've only used... Yeah, I'm going to give him Surging and Reinforce. And then it just sucks because the next play is just Kadachi, nothing. We haven't used the other Razor, so maybe I just let him take the Razor, and then it's Kadachi, Surging. Alright, so this might be incorrect. I want to hold on to this, but I have another one. If he wants to take the Razor, that's fine. I have 2. Because if I give him Surging and Reinforce, our next line sucks. So we're just going to take this. You can have the Razor. Because now we can Kadachi, Surging, Ancestral. We're at low health, but it's still fine because we haven't had like our pop-off turn yet. Hopefully he just doesn't block and then hits this with a defense react. Cool. We pump it. It's not what I want. Fuck this Reinforce. I want more cards out of his hand. So now we get to look at our deck too. So we only have 1 red Whelming. Yeah, so we really have to look for this Mugenshi line soon. Which is fine. We don't need the red Whelming for the Mugenshi. We just need a Whelming for the Mugenshi line. So I'm actually going to ask for more cards out of his hand here. He cannot let this hit. Sure. That would have been a good spot to have Descendant because it's 5 instead of... Oh, he just passed. That's interesting. So we can go Kadachi, Spinning Wheel Kick, get cards out of his hand. He has Tunic up, so he's just going to pop the 1 Tunic to do this thing, which is fine. We can go Kadachi, Spinning Wheel Kick, and then he blocks it. I have none floating. I can throw E-Strike for 7 and Arsenal the CNC, or is there a way that I can play the CNC? Maybe I don't want a Kadachi. Maybe I just want to throw this first. See what it does. Because if he doesn't block this, then I can E-Strike for 5, go. Okay, he blocks it. I just want to take cards out of his hand at this point. It sucks because it's not going to set us up for a 5-card play. I have to bottom one of these for go again. So I think I'm going to bottom this. Or I could always go Kadachi, pitch these 2 for CNC. But still, I don't have a 5-card play. I think the line is like E-Strike, go again. He probably takes some of it. And then we send CNC to take this last card. This also puts this back in our deck. It just sucks because we have a 4-card play next play. But I want to take more cards out of his hand. Sure. He either gives me these 2 or I eat the Arsenal. Fine. Now he doesn't have a play next turn. I need the Lord of the Wind still in the deck, so I'm just going to pitch. I have no problem putting the Whelming in Arsenal. Sure. Oh, this play is a little scuffed. We have 1 Bonds in there. Yo, did I break these? If I broke these, that shit was on accident. Why is it showing that I can't play this? I don't even know when I broke these. These should still be up. When did I do a play that... Fucking Talishar. This should still be up. I never broke Breezy's. I might have clicked yes on accident. How many whelmings do we have left? Because like if this hits, I might break it. I might have broken it here. So I guess I misclicked on the trigger. Sure. I'm just gonna throw this. I don't need it, and I want to put these back in my deck. Sure. So our play is gonna be Kadachi Fluster and put Mugenshi in here, which means I can just get rid of this and just take one. This sucks that this card is not up, but it doesn't really matter because the Mugenshi, when we play it out, is probably gonna be to throw all these cards back in. I won't need go again, but I really can't remember when I broke these boots. This is really bad. I don't have any Descending Gust Waves left, and Whelming Gust Wave is definitely going to be used for the Mugenshi line. I just need the Razor, so I have no problem blocking like this, taking two, throwing Kadachi, and pass. This is where we no, I didn't even smoke today. When did I use this? The fuck? This is where we lost tempo here though, so this is pretty bad for us. We can cover this, it's fine, because we have our last reinforce. So it's probably Snatch, reinforce the Snatch, send E-Strike for 7. Or do I even give a fuck? The thing is, our life total is so low here that it's less to do with the crush effect and more to do with just staying above. So I think it's just Snatch, reinforce, we take 2, we send 7, he blocks most of it, and then we play out for the Mugenshi line. I really wish I had these boots up. It might be the fucking old age catching up with me, dude. I think that's his 3rd red staunch. Is it his 1st? Why don't I see these? I could have. Oh, here's one. So it's a 2nd one. Cool. The play where we just had to throw Kadachi really hurt because we gave him back tempo there. And we can't really do, I mean, I guess we could. How many red surgings do we have left in the deck? Let me let him know I'm thinking. Here's one. And that is the only one. Because I kind of want to block here. Give him both of these and go Dachi Snatch. and then keep playing for this. Because the thing is, if we don't block this, we're gonna die to the next dominated thing. So now we're just trying to get him lower. I'm surprised we are almost even in cards, though. We might both deck out around the same time. It just sucks that one of my boots got popped. Fucking, it got ghost popped. This is the last one. We have to play this slow because I think it's just this and flick. I don't want to take any damage here. And then I think it's just Kadachi, and wait. I need to keep some cards in my deck, and I hope he uses. He'll probably break Tunic to Rampart. Oh, that's not good. We might lose up this turn. He's got 5 cards. I think we're fine. I need to hold on to this. This is the last surging, though. At least the last red. Yeah, this is not good. I need boots up. I don't understand how these got broken. Oh, we're fucked. I drew almost like super similar to this against a Bravo at the calling in Vegas, and he looked at me and he was like, "Man, you drew really bad." Like having all bonds in my hand, like, yeah, we're pretty fucked here. Yeah, there's no reason for me to use it there. I must have just blanked out, and when the prompt prompted me to break them, I must have just hit yes, because I didn't have a play where I needed to use them. So fuck Talishar. What do we do here? Block 3, take 3, go down to 2. And then set up for the next turn, but I'm just going to Kadachi. This is not going to end well. So I can... Do I just block with this now? I'm never getting mask off. And the play that I need to hit, I don't think it matters if I get mask off. If I take 3 here, I go down to 2. I don't think I mind giving a mask here, but just because it'll get me more value. Where like it'll only block for 1. Fuck it. Well, it wouldn't if I block here. So if I just block here, I take 3. But then like I'm Titan Fist locked. If I take 1, I guess I still am. Fuck it.
drop the ball like a double dribble. Triple double, you can check the numbers. I'm balling out like I'm Luka Doncic. I've been rapping for a long time, like when Sean Connery was James Bonded. Now they been trying to talk about me like I'm a trending topic.
We'll set it for the next turn, but as long as he has like cards that are playable, I'm pretty fucked. Is this going top or bottom? It's a 2 block, but I think I need to just play like I'm not gonna die this turn. Nope, I definitely die here. I take 2. Fuck. Because I block here and then we flick and we're just still dead. Yeah, so not having this up, because I would have broken those on the last turn, is fine. And then we had the turn where we just Kadachi'd. We didn't have anything else to play. If I'm able to play out this line, the very next line, like if this doesn't exactly kill me here, we're in pretty good shape to like at least take the tempo back. But I don't know when I broke that, so. Yeah, I mean, that matchup is pretty tough, but I'm very comfortable with that matchup. The breaking the boots whenever I accidentally clicked it definitely didn't help. And then we have to keep the tempo up there. I actually hope I go get another Bravo. If we have one more turn, like literally one more health there, then we get to do the Magenshi line, and either he blocks it and gives me all of his cards and we have tempo, or he lets it hit and then I get all the good cards back in my deck. So we actually weren't in too bad of a spot there. Against Dromai, it's our traditional 60 and we throw in 3 CNC. We're gonna block with these if it's big dragon, so it's fine. And a lot of times they try to take you to fatigue, so 63 is fine. What up, Twig Man? Are you also a Katsu enthusiast? I can't do much with this hand this turn. I'd like to Kadachi. So I could pitch this. I actually don't want any of this in my hand, but I also don't want CNC in my arsenal. So I could pitch Snatch to throw 1 Kadachi. I could pitch Bonds, throw a second one. I can Arsenal the Magenshi. I don't want to just give him cards to... Who's Bobble Waffle? Who knows that I'm Danny? What's up, Bobble Waffle? I don't want this in Arsenal because I probably want to block with it. This is fine. Oh, what's up, Deb? I knew it was someone that knew me very well because only like Susan or like my family called me Danny. I will pass. And this doesn't matter. Yeah, this is exactly why we hold on to this. Haha! That's exactly why we hold that in our hand. And don't arsenal it. You say, nah, get out of here with that shit, son. I wish this was 0 so I could Kadachi. I think I pitched this to throw. This takes a card, but then I'm stuck with this in my hand. I really don't want this in my hand without the other combo pieces. Maybe it's just There's no way he lets this hit. So we'll take a card out of his hand. And then we can throw a fluster. Oh, he broke my mask with that shit. And then this takes a card. And then we can just throw this fluster and get it into the graveyard. And I guess just hold on to bonds. At least it's the yellow bond, so it pitches for... It's alright, we popped it though. We popped it. No, we do not want to break these Rider Boots. And no, we don't want to use this. This is fine because it pitches for this. So we'll hold on to the flick. We'll hold on to the flick. So we can go pitch this to throw Surging. And then this can be Descendant. And then this could be Bonds. And... Or this could be Whelming. So we're just gonna probably full grip here and not get rid of any cards. Well, that's not good. Can we do a double Bonds turn? Surging. This could be Descendant, and then no, because we need another. We need to pitch. This is fine. This sucks because I don't have a... I can't throw Kodachi here. But I will draw a card because I can... Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We can throw the Surging at this, which sucks. But then we can... Oh, fuck. This is tough. I need a blue here. This is tough. I do not own any shirts and sleeves. I think I hit Dromai with this. This dragon sucks. This gives me the hit, and then I can grab a blue Whelming. I will break this to draw a card. Okay, I will. If he covers this with a D-React, what? This guy's crazy. Oh my god, wait, I can do stuff here. This is definitely still winnable. This is 1000% winnable. I mean, I could even throw this and then not do the Bonds turn. If I do the Bonds turn, I don't have anything that has go again. It'll be Fluster. So I could go Bonds into Fluster. I don't think we do the Mugenshi line here. I think it's Bonds. We throw Bonds at face. We grab the Fluster. We go Kodachi. Okay. All right, we see the line here. We're chilling. He lets this hit? This guy's a psychopath. This guy's crazy. He's letting me draw. Oh, no, I don't have mass. Never mind. So now we can go Kodachi here. We can go Kodachi face, Kodachi here, Fluster here, and clear the dragon. And he took damage. And we keep this in Arsenal. We'll go here, we'll pop this. And we'll go here, we'll kill this. And now we're chilling. And do not break those. Oh my god! I might just block here because there is a good chance that... Can we go Bonds into Mugenshi? So if I break this, we go Surging, Whelming, Bonds, grab the Whelming, play Ancestral somewhere there, that will pitch for the Mugenshi. Oh my god, yeah, I don't give a... We're chilling. Who needs mask? Sure. 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 We're gonna leave these up. So, alright, so the line is break this, surging, whelming, bonds. At some point we play this. It gives us a card to pitch for this Mugenshi. And then we grab a whelming from here, from the bonds, to throw the whelming, play the Mugenshi, grab all the Lord of Winds. Alright, we're popping the fuck off here. If I need anything to hit, I could just do this. But I think I'm just gonna take all his cards. Do I do it now? No, I'll do it on the whelming. It makes the whelming harder to block. And then worst case scenario, we'll just do it on the bonds. Like if he overblocks here. I don't have a blue. If I had a blue, I'd probably Kadachi and get rid of some of the stuff. But this asks for cards. Okay, that's fine. Now I can go bonds into ancestral because I need. I mean, we could just ancestral the whelming too. It doesn't really matter. But I need something to hit here. I guess I just play this. Okay, so let's see what we draw to. That's fine. Yes, we do. No to Katsu. Play this. We go here. We pitch this for Mugenshi. Oh, and then we can go like fucking Kadachi, all sorts of craziness here. I'll get rid of them two. We're fine. This is gonna hit. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hit though. Oh, actually, sure it does. But I don't think he can block it. He's got one card, and yeah, which one? Are there any cards here that we want to throw back in? We can throw one back in. So we can throw this for... I don't really care about these two, so I can play one to throw the surging back in. I can pitch it, which would give me 2 floating, and then I can Kadachi and then throw Lord of the Winds somewhere else. And this gives us the 2 resources to go Kadachi here, and then I'll throw another 2 at his face. Yo, Dylan, you still here? Yeah, Dylan, if you're in here, do I throw this 2 go again at another Ashwing or his face? Or anyone in chat, you let me know. Did we just throw 2 at his face? This is not getting arsenaled. Do I care about this? He's at 13. The first person that answers. I know there's like a 30-second delay, so hold on. Thinking. Whoever answers me first, even if it's right or wrong, just let me know. Dylan came in first, so face. Alright, we did face. Yeah, man. Mugenshi's cracked. The Mugenshi line is cracked. Mugenshi and Bonds is even more. It's like crack cocaine. Sure. Do I have any more Bonds? I have 2 more Bonds. I have 1 more red and a yellow. So I think it's Kadachi here. I don't think I care to set this up. Maybe I will. But I want this still in my deck. This is more powerful than this in this matchup, especially with this still up. So I'll pitch Alkadachi here. I'll pitch wins. And then we're going to throw this spinning wheel kick, hoping that he lets it hit, and then this will become bonds, and then we'll just pop off more. I will, if he D-reacts, I will break this. Because I really do want this extra damage. Oh, and he already used this, so we'll ask for another D-react from him here. You don't have it. We will Katsu this away. We will grab bonds. Yeah, you can't read the shirt? Hold on. I got you. Boom. And now it looks like I'm looking off my screen, but at least you can read the sponsorship. I can't threaten mass because they broke mass because they turned one fucking Tommeltooted me. Whatever that one dragon is that they always want to get. Tornabald. I got fucking turn 0 Turnabald. Okay, so again, like I said, it could go to fatigue, which is why we want the 63. Yeah, he's using all of it, which is totally fine. Blaze Headlong. I don't care. Be Like Water takes a card. Be Like Water takes a card. This is going to go into Arsenal. So I could like Be Like Water, pitch this just for a Kadachi. And then just be happy. Yo, man. This dude hit me with a turn 0 Turnabald, man. Is this better? This is naturally how the camera faces. I always turn it the other way though, so it looks like I am looking at the game. But now it looks like I'm looking up. Oh, my bad. We'll set this up for a big play next turn. We have to pay attention to what's left in our deck, though. So we do have another Mugenshi. We only have one Lord of the Winds left, which is fine. We still have 39 cards, so we're chilling. Damn, they should be. I'm always repping this shit. Can I get another Iron Lion shirt? This time with the sleeves already cut off, though. Or else I gotta take it to my tailor. So Be Like Water essentially says, I know there's like text here. It says take a card from your opponent. That's all this means. And it also says the part underneath, it says take a card from your opponent. If you have Ancestral, you blow them the fuck out. We still have a yellow bonds. Do we have any dishonors in the graveyard? We do not. I'm just trying to think of what the next play is. I'm not blocking this because it just costs too much to block. So I'll let him draw a card. He already has an arsenal here. I'm just trying to think of like when I hit this. This hand is pretty cracked, but I don't know. It'll be Surging, Descendant, Bonds, something. I need to kill this at some point. Maybe we just try to just end the game. I don't want him to make another dragon. And if we win this game off of turn 0, losing Mask of Momentum, it's like, yeah. I think the Dromai matchup definitely got use. The Dromai matchup definitely got. It used to be very Katsu favored, and now it's more even. You have to like pay it. It's not free, so you have to like really pay attention to how you play it. This might be. It might be Surging Descendant Face, Ancestral something, and then if I can, I will grab Winds of Eternity, and then I can go like 100 Winds and then Winds of Eternity and kill the Kyloria. I think we just do it this way. Because I'm not throwing a red Surging at Kyloria, so I have to think of a better way. And right here might be that way. What? I think I want to use this one. The problem is I get mega punished if he... I can always just grab 100 Winds off of Bonds. Because if he has a D-React here, then I might not get the Katsu trigger. So we're chilling. Like if I play this, then it gives him more of a reason to throw another D-React. If he's going to throw like a 0 for 4 D-React to cover 1 damage, I am totally fine with that. Because then I could just go like Descendant, 100 Winds here. We can grab the 100 Winds off of the Bonds. Oh. Play this again in Kadachi Lock and see what we draw. Hey-ya! Okay. Oh my god, hold the yo, Dishonor was active. it was we played Descendant, right? Oh my god. Yeah, he just leaves. GG's. GG's. Fucking needs mask momentum anyway. You have to believe in the cards, man. Once you believe in the cards, then they just come up the top like that. If there's anyone here that come on, bro. Yeah, don't be stream sniping, dog. I'll run it though. I like this matchup. Alright, so this is the homie. This is one of my teammates. Which, by the way, if you guys are... I think they hit up the Katsu Discord, or if there's anyone here that isn't sub to the channel, because we're going to be doing more live stuff like this. We're going to be doing deck tech videos off of any like good placement when we travel to compete. And that shit is free. So you want to make sure you subscribe so you get the notifications and stuff. We have a lot of good players on the team that play other stuff that's not there's other stuff that's not Katsu. So I really like this matchup. We're gonna go we go blazing into the Ninja Mirrors, and if I look at the deck, we also run, where is it? Where is the spice? Hold the Line. So we take out 2 Warmongers because it doesn't do much against Fi, and we throw in Hold the Line, and we play Blazin'. Are you guys excited for Bright Lights? So we're gonna play this because I want to get it in the grave. He's gonna block this, but I want this in the grave. And then we're gonna E-strike for 7, and we're gonna Arsenal the flick. Especially since we went second, I want to make sure that we have a D-react here to stop like a pop-off turn from him. So this is gonna either leak some damage, which is totally fine if I'm turn 0. If he wants to hold on to some cards, he takes 3. This card is good, so this is fine. And we get to Arsenal D-react here. We're chilling. We can block a little bit this turn. This is unfortunate that we have 2 Surgings and no blue. Our next turn will almost certainly be like water, take a card, E-strike for 7. And then we're stuck with a Surging, which is okay. So I could block here. Because the other problem is I have a flick in my arsenal and I don't have any cards that have combos. So I'm not going to get... I won't get a lot of value off the flick. The problem with blocking like this is he still has more stuff that I might have to block later. Like, I might have to stop mask. So part of me thinks, like, I can block with 2 of these and some equipment. I'm gonna let this hit. I want to give him a piece of armor here already. The thing is, if I give him a piece of armor here, then it will stop his mask. Okay. Because, like, the best thing he can do now is, like, he have to pitch for a Kodachi. So, like, giving him this here, it's, like, early, but it's fine. I don't want this to hit, though. But he has nothing. Is this Draconic? I don't think I care about this. Do I care about this? Yeah, guys, do I care about this? I don't care about this. On this next attack, well, it'll be like the 5 thing for 2. I can block the Surging here. Because then I could just sort of be like water, take a card, and then E-strike for 7. Yeah, this is fine. What? What? He let this hit? That's not good. It is. What's up, Mark? We out here. I even flipped the camera so that we can see the iron line is not backwards. Damn, Dylan really wants to keep all these cards. Oh! Okay, so maybe he has... It's probably like an Art of War turn. This is unfortunate. This is really bad. Oh, man. Yo, Dylan's going to be grinning when I do this. This dude's going to be real happy about this. But we want to get it out of our hand. It doesn't stop him. And, yo, turn... Oh, no, I went first. This next turn, we are definitely going to use this. And we are definitely going to use this. And we are definitely going to use this. My dude full gripped and let it be like water hit. So we are in trouble. But this is exactly what Blaze... yeah. If Warmonger stopped Art of War, I would have definitely played it. Because like I even said, is he has an Art of War turn, right? Like if he's full grip in here, he's going to try to take a lot of... He's trying to take cards or my health. Yo, what does he have Dishonor for? What kind of is this guy running? Hold on, my mom texted me. Or she FaceTimed me. So we don't give a shit about this. This is actually a very good sign for us, unless he has Salt the Wound, which he probably has. Because when your opponent plays Art of War and they have to use resources to Kadachi, you're chilling. We do have a Flick Flack, and we have plenty of cards that have combo. And my next play will probably just be Kadachi spinning wheel kick. I think this is where we do the Flick Flack. We won't get any more value from it, and the longer this chain goes, then we will probably Blazing as well, which is what we want it for. I like Blazing in this matchup in the Ninja Mirrors because it says that I can hold on to cards after they have a pop-off turn, so I don't have to completely give them all the tempo. So I'm going to pass, and I'm going to flick this. This guy. He has another one? This guy played 2 Art of Wars. Okay, so we don't play this. Because then it still links up to the mass. So we're just going to take the 5 here. This guy comes in here. This guy comes in here, double Art of Wars in his very first, like, actual turn. Come on, man. Double strike, I see. So we don't want him to draw here. He definitely has Salt the Wound. I could smell it. Do I flick this? Yeah. Yeah. Take that. Yo, my mom is on one. My mom just... you're not going to be able to read this. Maybe you can. Yo, my mom just FaceTimed me. That's my dog. My mom FaceTimed me and said... she thought it was Saturday. It's not even close to Saturday. Yo, what you drinking is what I'm saying. Yo, what are you drinking? It's Wednesday. My mom doesn't drink. But I'm starting to have my doubts because she thought today was Saturday. Do I care about this, like, kind of hitting? I don't want to give another card. This is my play next turn. So if this next thing is Salt the Wound, I just throw Blazing in front of it and we're chilling. 2 things hit. It'll be Salt the Wound +2, +3. This guy. This guy. Oh, he broke the chain too. Oh, yo, take your card, bro. I can't cover this. You can tell Dylan knows what he's doing. So we took a lot of damage, but we survived 2 of his Art of Wars. and he broke Snapdragons, and we still have Blazon, although I would have used it there. I would have just paired Blazon with Breeze Riders if he didn't break the chain. Because this is why you don't like Yuri into Fi, or Uri. So they can do that, right? I just think that this gives way more value. There are ways to play around Uri, but you're making them play around Uri. They can break the chain whenever they want. The Salta would say hit this chain, hit this combat chain. Yeah, so it does pose some form of like disruption. And it's something that they have to play around. It's like one of the reasons why when people talk about Bravo, they're like, oh, I never run Mask Momentum in a Bravo. I like running Lynx because I never get the draw. But you're not getting the draw off Mask Momentum because you're making them block awkwardly. The fact that he let me draw here is another very bad sign. We definitely don't want this. Oh. This sucks. I'm definitely going to Katsu trigger this away because I don't want this in my arsenal. It'll just clog my arsenal, but there's really not much. I like cross trap, man. I've run cross trap into every single matchup that isn't Ninja or Icelander. We're just going to push more damage here. This is not good for us, though. This hand is a little awkward, and we only have 1 3 block here. Yeah, I just played the Fluster because we get more damage. I'm not gonna Arsenal it, and I'm not just gonna play the Lord of Wind there. So we push more damage there, which is fine. We're not gonna block this. We don't have very good cards to block, so anytime I can stop his mask is fine. I'm sure he wants me to block like this. This is like pretty good for him to take another one of my equipment blocks. My next play is probably going to be Like Water. Or it could just be surging into Katsu trigger this. So I could block with this. I'll let this hit. We're not in a good spot though, because I want like a better line to play. The thing is like a red surging for Fi is kind of hard to cover. Like he'll have to give me this and a 3 block. Or this and a 3 block. Now it's like, do I care about this hitting? I don't know what else is coming down. So this is the second thing. With 5, there's not a lot of on hits except just the mask. But like if he throws something big on the next turn, I have to like kind of give him cards. But I guess I could. We are on the back foot here, so I could give him these 3 and then just arsenal this. So I'm going to take this. Maybe I should have just blocked 2 and see what he throws next. Because he still has 3 more cards and 1 floating resource. So if I stop the mass draw here, I'm probably going to have to stop it again. Where maybe if I stop it here, he's not able to play all 3 of his cards. But we are not in a good spot here. I mean, when your opponent Fi pops off and goes double Art of War. I think I'm gonna block here. And if he has like Ancestral or whatever, I just get blown the fuck out. I have 3 2-blocks here, so okay. Bless the Lord. My next turn might be a little... Oh, that's not good for him. This for 2? Alright, I'll take it. My next turn is not going to be very good, though. I have 2 lines. It's either play Be Like Water, take a card from him, and then... I don't know. Ugh. This is for 7. Oh, draw a card's better for him. This is fine. I'm going to play the Red Surging, hope that it hits, and then make this a Whelming and try to ask for more cards. I'm going to take this. If we were in the... back in the olden days... I would probably argue that you just run cross trap. I'm gonna play it like this, and then if this doesn't hit, I'll just arsenal this. If it does hit, then I'll grab Whelming, and yeah, okay. This is fine because I need to like push more damage here and not have him full grip. But we're in a tough spot here, for sure. This is not good for us. We have a 1-0 block and 2 2 blocks and 1 3 block. So we might be giving him some armor here. Let's see what he does. This is pretty good if we can hold on to this, but I don't think we're going to be able to. I'll give him this, and I'll interrupt the mask, because it's going to be hard for him to get a mask draw here. And if he Kadachis and then does something, that means like his turn is weaker. We're still in a pretty tough spot here. Shit. Alright, so I can give him Ancestral here. I can also just give him these two. So now it's like, oh, wait a second. 1, 2. Oh, I have the Kadachi here. So it'll be Kadachi. Is it Kadachi? We try to get the bonds. It'll be bonds, then a Fluster. We could also keep one for... I mean, we're not going to drop Mask here, so now we just have to, like, pressure here. It's just, do I want to keep one floating resource for after the Descending Gust Wave? Probably not. Because we're also going to drop this. I think he doesn't know that I blocked with Mask, because he doesn't have to block that, yeah. So the only way we get him here is he blocked 5. He blocks over. Yeah, I can't get him here. This has to be, yeah. If he blocked 1 over, I think we just arsenal this and hope to draw like a flick. Okay. I'll wait to see if he has a D-React. I'm not going to use this. I'll just Katsu trigger this way because I can get punished hard here. So we actually do present lethal here. Like, he has to block something. So he has to give me some cards, because if he takes 8, he dies. And then we're just really hoping that we draw, like, Hold the Line or... I mean, he presented both Art of War turns, so we'll see. But the way he's blocking here makes me feel like he has me dead with these cards. So we're trying to top deck a flick here. We did not. We have a lot of 3 blocks though, and this. So we are in okay shape. This is why we run the Hold the Line. I needed a D-React here. The fact that I went first and he opened with a double Art of War turn makes me happy. I cannot play around Razor. If he has Razor, I just die. Because I can't get... if he goes Kadachi, give him a card, Kadachi, give him a card, and then these are juiced. So I have to be okay with, like, if he has Razor, I die. There's some lists that run both. I don't think Art of War is a good card in Katsu. Oh my god, come on, man. I'm gonna perfect block this. And if he has a pump, then I can't afford... Can I afford to overblock here? I mean, this is probably not gonna get used. But the thing is, if like this comes in for 2, it comes in for 2 again. Either way, I'm going to have to block here. So if he has Ancestral, I just lose. Because I can't give him the 3 blocks here. Yeah, he's got us here. This just has to be a playable card. There's a world too where like if we have again like if we have hold the line here, then we're in good shape because that covers 5 and floats over. Yeah, we just going first in that matchup and then him playing all 3 Art of Wars and us only seeing like one. This is the I'll send the list too. I think I still want to go second against Prism. I will send the list right now. Hold on. I have a shareable version of it. So this is the list that I used. I top 8'd the Vegas PTI, and then I was playing very well in the calling. I started off 4-0, but we just missed day 2. Yes, sir. Tyler's my coach. Oh man, I really don't want to play this matchup. Not because it's like difficult or anything. It's just so boring. Yo, this playlist is actually DMC for okay. This guy's fell asleep. The playlist is actually DMC free music too. Hold on, I'll show it. Whatcha? Because I don't want the it'll like take the YouTube thing down. We'll get warnings and stuff when we play DMC if we don't play DMCA free music. So there's some like. This is pretty cool because like there's some artists that market themselves just as DMC free, like they just don't make their music trademarked, and they're probably getting way more plays than if it was trademarked or DMCA'd or whatever. So I haven't played oh. Yo, where'd my match? Oh no, man. I'm on the wrong deck. I sent the shared one, but it's fine because I know. So for this, we throw in 3 CNC and we take out 3 flick. Where are they? Cool. That's the only change we make to this. We go first. This is looking like a Kadachi spinning wheel kick. And then we'll set up the Shuriken and we'll arsenal the surging. We put spinning wheel kick in the graveyard, which is fine. It's a pretty good bonds target. And I mean there was okay. So we want to hold on to this. Putting this in the graveyard is fine. We could even break cross trap here, but it's like we're gonna get rid of a Lord of Winds. Do I want to block 8 and get a? Nah, I don't care about the quicken token. I care about not taking 8 damage. But I can block here and here. I think I block with these two. I take 2, and then I can... This goes in the graveyard, which is fine. It gives me a... It gives me a bonds target. And I can... Oh, fuck. I can block here. We just take the 2. I don't really care about the Quicken token. I think I am going to break Cross-Trap, though, and go into this, into this. And then I can get rid of this and grab bonds. And then from the bonds, we can grab the Fluster. I think that's a fine line. Another line would just be to play it more safe and go pitch this and go Kodachi. This, but then if like this hits or this hits, then like my play's kind of dead. Because I don't have a card to Katsu trigger. I don't mind playing this now because we went first. So I want to take tempo. So like if he perfect blocks this is fine. Then we throw the whelming out and we ask for okay. Okay. Yep. This is gonna ask for another card because he doesn't want me to draw here. And then I can just like Kodachi here. But I want this in my hand because Surging Whelming, Kodachi, Fluster Fist. Yeah, that's an okay line too. This asks for more cards. I might actually break this. Oh no, I don't want to do this. I want to Katsu trigger though. We can get rid of Lord of Winds. The Magenchi line's not that impactful. We can grab a... Unless we get rid of... Okay, so there's 2 lines here. We can get rid of Snatch and grab a Spinning Wheel Kick and then go Kodachi Spinning Wheel Kick to threaten Mask again and take more cards out. Or we could just get rid of Lord of the Winds and grab the Fluster Fist, throw the Fluster Fist, and then Arsenal the Snatch. Because that's what we're going to do. I want to set up a 5-card play. This pushes a little bit more damage. It's fine that we got rid of this. And Snatch and Arsenal's fine. Yeah, this is fine. Well, 100 wins. I go 100 wins and then Snatch, right? And get more cards out. But he could block it, and then it doesn't guarantee that I have a 5-card play. Oh, did I just grab the... I just grabbed this. I should have grabbed Bonds. That's a misplay. I'm like paying attention to too many things. That was definitely supposed to be Bonds. Because it's Bonds, then Fluster. That's a misplay. I did not mean to do that. This is fine. Yeah, the only thing part I fucked up there was I was like paying attention to the Katsu trigger, and when I was like, I literally said the Bonds line right before, where I was like, oh, Fluster is going to the graveyard, so it gives me a Bonds target. I should have grabbed Bonds. That is a misplay. I even said the line before. So here I think we go Kodachi. Does he let this hit? Because I could go Kodachi, Whelming, and Ancestral it to give it a go again, but that's pretty telegraphed. I think instead it's just like Kodachi. I think I want to CNC. I don't want him to have a 5-card play. This doesn't do much. He's definitely going to start with this. It's just, what do I do with the rest of the resources here? Yeah, that definitely should have been Bonds. That's my bad. Because he does have... He's on D-reacts, so part of me just wants to... Like, this is the greedy play. The greedy play is to play this and hope that he blocks incorrectly, and then I can break this. The better play is probably just pitch one of these to play this. We'll play this safe play. This at least guarantees we're taking some gas away. He could just like D-react on the whelming and then it just like really stops our play. This took 2 cards, so it's fine. This is fine. Our next play is probably we could actually get all 3 of the... Okay, all right, I see the line. We don't block this. Our next play is going to be Kadachi, 100 wins. We can get rid of this for another 100 wins. And we can always end on Snatch. So it could just be 100 wins, Snatch, and then Arsenal the Whelming. Which is probably what it is. Oh, wins is in here, so I can't do that play anyway. I could get rid of this and go 100 wins, Snatch. Arsenal the Whelming. I can also break Breezies and go Whelming. No, it's not worth it. We're just gonna play we're gonna play 300 wins. He's full gripping, so this is not good for us. What's that, Zima? I think we're on Arsenal the Razor because it doesn't block. It blocks 2 instead of 3, and he's full gripping. Oh, he played the card. That 4 damage is going to be huge, right? Because he would have been at 6 here. Or he would have blocked more. Wow, he really wants to play cards here. I can block here because what's my turn? It's going to be Kadachi, Whelming with Razor. So I can... I probably just want to throw this out and block because... I'll probably use this as well. So we're just going to try to take as much damage off this turn as we can while we still can before he intimidates the rest of our hand away. And we're just going to hope that he can't kill us here. Okay. I think we kill him here. Yeah, he did not block very well. Oh, now we have the bombs. We're not gonna fuck it up this time. It's just Fluster. He would have been dead if I didn't misplay that one bomb turn. I was thinking one step ahead, and I went to the Katsu trigger. Yo, Seema, if you're not already following this, follow the channel. I've been waiting for Danny McBride to talk this whole time. Oh, do I still have the soundboard, though?
We both know that I have to kill you now.
I do. Still works. This maniac's gonna take one. Put himself in a Kadachi lock. I mean, now he gives me 2 cards. Or a D-React. I don't think it'll work that way. If you sub and then if you unsub and then resub, I don't think the alert will go off. Dude, do you not? Oh, okay. He was waiting real. He wanted to play that so bad. Hold the line. Oh no! We don't need mask anymore. So it doesn't matter. We want to make sure that we don't get. Yes, he's trolling. We want to make sure we don't, like, he doesn't kill us with the D-React, though. So I got to make sure that, like, this is totally acceptable. I don't need, this is fine. I can't play all these cards anyway. Well, yes, I can. I can throw 1 Kadachi, 2 Kadachi, spinning wheel kick, then Mugenshi, which will definitely kill him. So let's hold these cards to see what he throws next and hope that we don't just die. Let's see, if we block this, then we go down to 3. He would need 2 of the defense reacts. I don't even have a fucking arsenal, so who gives a shit? We go down to 3. He'd have to top deck both of them, or else he's just definitely dead. And have we even seen 1? Oh, we have. Okay. So he has played 1. So this dude needs to top deck 2 cards out of his 39. I think we like those odds. Or do I just... He has no more armor, right? So if I block 3 here, I take 3. I go down to 6. Kadachi takes 1 card. Spinning Wheel Kick takes 2. And Mugenshi takes 2. Unless he draws a D-React, which we have seen him play Fate. So it's like... He has a better chance of drawing another Fate Foreseen than drawing both Reckless swings. I think we don't give a shit. He needs to draw that. Yeah, he needs to have both. Exactly. So we're gonna do a little bit of dash later. I have only played Katsu my entire Flesh and Blood. Oh, because he's at a discarded anyway. Yeah, you're right. Yo, I don't want to play. I just don't want to play this matchup right now. It's so long and boring. And it's like pretty Katsu favored. I just don't want to play this right now. Oh shit! Okay, I'm on the wrong list anyway. I don't have the sideboarding. Okay, cool. It gives me an actual reason to get back on the actual list. That's not the shared one. Dude, I really do hate playing against it. And it's like, it is Katsu favored. It's just so boring. The first match was against like a mega fatigue Bravo. And I'm not saying that like I just want aggro mirrors or anything like that. Like, I do like playing against control and mid-range and all that stuff. It's great. But that prison matchup is just not fun. For like anyone. It's not fun for me. It's not fun for you. Here we go. Alright, cool. I like this matchup. It is Bravo favored, but I enjoy it. Like, I'd rather play against Bravo than Prism. And Prism is probably like not an easy win, but an easier win. And Bravo is like things have to line up. But I'd rather play against 20 Bravos than go against one Prism, if I'm gonna be honest. He did the right thing by going first. Because, again, he can just chain... if they have, like, the nuts, he can just chain Disruption and then make it so... he didn't. I think it's more of a Boots choice. Charlie's on the aggro list. He can't afford to have, like, a turn off. If you're playing the Snaps build, I'm going to block here and here. Oh! You don't know what that card is. Both of these are very good graveyard targets. You don't know I have an Ancestral. Actually, it might work into my favor because I got 2. I run 6. So I run the 3 Flick that I run into everything that's not... The only Rhinar those 3 Flicks come out for, and... Kano. Oh, this guy. This guy. Okay. This is another really good, this is another good card in the graveyard. It's the red one, so it kind of sucks. I run the 3 Flick and I run 3 Reinforce. So we just run the 6. What? This dude's crazy. Okay, part of me wants to play one of the Ancestrals only because he knows I have it. So there's like mind games there. I don't really care if this hits and I draw off Mask. But part of me, nah, I mean, this dude pummeled his hammer on turn 1. He's gonna forget. We're jumping. But our graveyard is looking pretty good here. Oh my god. Full grip. I don't give a fuck what this guy does. Hopefully it's not super disruptive. This motherfucker's about to hit me for 14. I accept. How do we play this line out? We can afford to throw the Kadachi first because we have these Ancestrals. They're going to draw us more cards. I want to look for the Mugenshi line here. So we heal him for 3. Hiya. It sucks because I have to I had to pitch the Lord of the Wind. Is he gonna let this hit? Okay, this is really good. This makes me want to do this a little bit more now because then it strings the... Because then I'm asking for more cards on the actual mass trigger. But I think I played this one. Okay, so now what do we do? We Katsu trigger away. Yeah. It's the one from Arsenal for sure. But we... I think I want to Katsu trigger this Dishonor away and grab the Mugenshi because I could always pitch this or the card that I get off of it. So I'm going to go and grab Mugenshi and I'm going to play this. And if he covers 4... Yeah, so this is going to ask from like all of his shit here. Ideally, I would want to be able to hold on to this card. And it sucks that I had to pitch one of the Lord of Wind here. But he's not going to want this to... What? Do I bait out a D-react? Because then I could just pitch this for the Mugenshi, right? Let's see. If he covers this like a sink or a fade or something, then we just do this. And if not, then we just pitch it. Oh, we drew a card too. Alright, we're chilling. We play it this way because I will Ancestral and Breaking Skills this if it doesn't hit. Or if he like covers it. So he's got to cover this by 7. So I value the Mugenshi line more because 1, it just gave us a draw. 2, we're now threatening Mask off of a 5 breakpoint. But if Mugenshi hits, we're gonna get the Mask draw here anyway. I mean, this is fine. This would get me like a red fluster, which is okay. It's also not about the damage. It's about like taking cards out of his hand. I need to hit this button full control because I don't know if I want to break breezies yet. I want to see what I draw off Mask. And you have to do it this way. I'm going to take both. He's not fatigued, so I don't mind throwing these. But I want to have the Mask. I want to have the Mask trigger first before I know if I want it, if I decide. Okay, so in this position, I will break breezies because I can throw this, and Ancestral, and it, depending on what Ancestral has, I can. We're gonna break these because this gives me fluster. I will probably Ancestral it because then I could, at worst case scenario, I can just pitch one of the Lord of Winds to go here. But I'm gonna throw this out first and then Ancestral. Let's see what we get. It might give us like another card that's playable, and I have these two. Now we can get rid of this. Perfect. So now I think I just pitch. The shitty part is like I don't really want to throw. I think I'm just gonna go. It's the difference between 2 and 1. Man, I just really don't want this in my arsenal. But another 6 damage is fine. So it's like we go. Yeah, I'm gonna throw one, and then I'll Kadachi and then CNC. It's about the breakpoints though too, and how many cards you can draw and stuff like that. Mugenshi asks for more cards out of the opponent's hand, where Bonds is just like raw damage. You don't want me to draw, you don't want me to do the Lord of Wind thing, and I still have 2 in my deck, so we're chilling. So this is going to take a card. Oh, he just sigils. Okay. I mean, this is still going to take a card. He only has 3 cards, so I don't really want to hold on to the Reinforce. So I'm going to pitch, go Reinforce, pitch, throw Kadachi, pitch this, throw another Kadachi, and then Fluster, and then threaten Mask, and then hope for a better turn next turn. But I don't really want to hold on to this, especially when he only has 3 cards and we have the gas here. This ends up being like Kadachi, Kadachi, Snatch. Fun. I'm not going to break this for a random Arsenal card. This is a strange line. Because there's 0 chance for me to threaten a mask. I could break cross trap and go Surging Descendant. Take cards out of his hand. And then like Arsenal one of them. This is a little awkward. I can also just like block. Break this, go Surging Descendant, make him think I have something, and then just Arsenal the Razor. But he is on an Arsenal card, so I kind of want to play the Command and Conquer. It also just might be pitch these two. Oh man, this is awkward. I think at our health totals, it's fine for me to cross trap and play Surging and Descendant. Because like, if he doesn't block, then that's 5. He goes down to 5. And then I Arsenal one of these. This is just damage, so I don't think I care here. The problem is... like, I'm giving him this Arsenal. So it's like, what takes more cards out of his hand? He doesn't know what this card is. Or what either of these cards are. So I think if I break this and go this into this... it just kind of sucks because I can't play out the CNC. Or I could pitch these two, play the CNC. Oh, fuck it. This line is close. Yeah, I don't think Art of War is a bad card. I just don't like this. Okay, so we took... he's going to partial block this. Oh, okay. No, this is totally fine. We are chilling here. I actually think I just want to pitch this to throw a Kadachi. I don't really want this in my hand. He's got 2 cards, so his next turn is pitch this to throw Hammer. And then I just Arsenal the Razor. The thing is like Art of War, especially in a longer tournament, if you it could like cost you the game, and sure, it could also win you the game. I just think in a deck like Katsu, especially with like the mid-range game plan, you want to be as consistent as possible. We just take this 4. Or I can play Spinning Wheel Kick and pitch the Surging for it. That gives me 2 floating so that I could play the Razor with maybe the E-Strike, and I can draw a card and give it, like I can throw this for a 5 draw card and hide that. This might also give me... but if I get a Katsu trigger, what do I do with it? So my initial line, I think, is Spinning Wheel Kick. Yeah, this is insane. I think it's Spinning Wheel Kick, and then... alright, we're gonna try this. This asks for cards unless he lets it hit. But then if he lets it hit, like, what am I doing? Denying the trigger? I grab another Spinning Wheel Kick. Because I think the line is Spinning Wheel Kick and then E-Strike, draw a card, and then Razor it, and then maybe do something with the card that I draw. If it hits. Okay, I wasn't really expecting that to hit. That is not what I want. This line was a little scuffed. There's probably something better I could have done here. But we have a block off here, and a D-React set up. So, like, what is the worst that he's going to do here? And he's at 2. I think we're chilling here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this is like, he does have enough. He does have enough to, like, this is probably a pummel. So this is probably coming in for 13. So I think I actually full block and then just go Kadachi. So I think I block 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Make him use it, cover the flick, Kadachi, take 2 cards out of his hand. This is definitely a pummel. He's gonna pitch and throw a pummel. Yeah. Eddie's gonna have to. So he still has 1 block off here. This next play is gonna suck though. This is where we might be in trouble. We throw Kadachi here. He went to 5 too. He played Sigil, so we might be in trouble. I probably should have just set it up then. I didn't pay attention to him playing the Sigil. It's 1 less card in his hand though. But I probably should have just set that up. This is okay though. Now, I mean, we've played 0 reinforce. So we're hoping that we draw one of those. He's only on a 3-card play. We did not draw one of those. 4, and he can still, oh, so 6. He cannot pummel it. We can pitch both of these, play Surging Whelming. I think I just take this. Go down to 3. Then we present. Sure. Dude, I have no blues in my deck. What the fuck? He probably doesn't want, like, my guess is he'll block this because he doesn't know if I have the, I mean, I guess pitching 2 Descendant Gustlays is a pretty big tell that I have the follow-up. But now I'm gonna take 2 more cards unless he blocks with this. Because I think he loses if he lets this hit. I hopefully top deck a 0 cost, turn it into Bonds, and then just go Bonds Dishonor. The Dishonor won't be active, but it'll be a 0 for 4 blue. If we had a blue in like the last 3 turns, we would have been fucking chilling. But we didn't. I think this is the best play though, because he needs to give me 2 more. He just, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. I can't even play it. I need this to be a 0 cost. This would have been insane if I pitched a blue to do this. He only has 3 cards though, so I just need to make sure I block correctly next turn. I think we still have him. Oh, okay. All right, we're chilling. He has 2 floating, so this is probably... So I need to make sure if I block 3... I give him this and this. He plays the pummel. We cover it. We go Kadachi, Kadachi, something. So I give him this. But then it's, do I give him this or this? I mean, I won't be able to play the strike. So it has to be this. Because he's setting up for another pummel. This is fine. This is fine because it allows me to put the reinforce here. So I go Kadachi here. We go Kadachi, Kadachi, Mugenshi. This is fine. And then I arsenal the reinforce. I think we're in a good spot here. He gives me 2 cards. Sure. I don't want to give mass there because there is a chance that he sends a dominated attack where I will get more value there. So I want to use the cards in my hand the best that I can. And now I have this here, so... Oh yeah, we're in pretty good shape here. We have like a lot. Not dominated. Now I can give him this. I probably give him surging because I'm not gonna be able to afford this surging. So like surging, that goes to 4, 8. Like I'm not gonna play this. It's gonna be Kadachi, Kadachi. So this is 4, and then this is 8. 8 means I take 3, which is lethal. So I just send both of these, and I go Kadachi, Kadachi, snatch, and take all his cards. Or I don't give him mask here. Because I could just go... I can go surging. This brings it to 6. This brings it to 10. I take 1. And then I still have mask for another dominated attack if I need to. I don't need to overblock with mask here. That might actually throw the game. He'll take me down to 1, but at least I get 2 block. I save mask here. Yeah, I save mask. Block 10. And then we take all his cards next turn. We take... Well, he could block with this. He can block with... He'll probably will. So he'll just have 1 card. Yeah, so... This takes another card. Snatch takes 2. Unless he has a D-react. And then he just swings hammer. That's not too good for us. Did he sink? Doesn't tell me. Okay, so... Now I give him mask, I go down to 1, and then it's Kadachi take a card, Kadachi take a card, CNC, and he can't play D-reacts. These have to be 2-3 blocks or else he just dies. They are. We're chilling. This takes a card, Kadachi Dashi start, and then I pitch. So it's pitch this, Kadachi, Kadachi, be like water, and then bonds for 3. And I think we get there. He also has to cover this with 2 cards because I still have breaking scales up. So unless this is a D-react, we win. It is. It is a D-react. Alright, we're chilling. It's yellow bonds. We're chilling. Oh, he's fucked now. So I can't play this, but I can play this. So it's just Kadachi Dashi Snatch with Razor. I'm not going to play it on these because he's still... Alright, what does he still have? He used 2 sync belows, 3 sync belows, 1. He used all 3 sync belows, and he... 1 sigil, 2 sigils... Okay. The only D-reacts I have seen him play have been sync belows. So he has to have it. He has to have it here. We just make him have it. If he has it, then Kadachi takes another card. Yeah, we got him. That's why I play Razor, baby. I fucking love that matchup. Because it feels like it always comes down to like those last like decisions there. Where you're like actually going through your opponent's graveyard. You're actually like seeing, because there's a lot of different versions of Bravo that are more defensive or more offensive, and he was on the offensive one, but he was still running sigils, so we counted them, right? So like we knew that he had 1 more sigil. If he plays that here to like not get Kadachi locked, he has to have a D-react that we haven't seen yet. So he has to have like a Fate or something that he hasn't played yet. We haven't seen it. Even if he does, then he throws 1 there, and then we go... he would cover it, so maybe he doesn't block the Kadachi. We might have been in trouble if he was on 1 more. But then he would have still had 2 cards. So then we Kadachi him down to 3, and then we throw the Snatch, and he goes down to 1 more card. We are some of the Ancestral, and then we just block out like the next Hammer Swing, and we're chilling. So, yeah. Going to get razored. Cool. Flesh and Blood Brute. I love that matchup. Oh, no prisms. I'm like 17 more Bravos. No prisms. It's just annoying. It's just so annoying. I'll play some Vynnset. Thank you, Blake. Thank you, Twigman. I don't know if... I can't remember. I haven't played against Vynnset in a minute. I think it's the standard 60, and I don't run any AB. We just YOLO into them. Maybe we get blown up because we're not running AB. Kodachi. Spinning wheel kick. Let's see how he blocks. If he blocks any of this out and doesn't let us have our mass draw, then we'll just E-Strike bottom the bonds and draw a card in Arsenal, whatever that is. That's fine. I think I still throw this. Or do we E-Strike for 7 and Arsenal this? I don't want to sit on this in Arsenal. And throwing E-Strike, it's like, now we're not going to threaten Mask. So I think... it's tough. Our 2 lines here are either Spinning Wheel Kick for 4, threaten Katsu trigger. He takes some damage, and then we E-Strike, draw a card. So we'll set 9. I think that's the best play. Not Lord of Winds. I guess I can... I'm just going to Arsenal this because I don't want it in my hand. This is fine. This is fine if they just try it. I just don't want it in my hand. I want to draw another 4 cards. So we're chilling. This is fine. I don't think we block this, unfortunately, because our next turn is like Kadachi, Descendant Bonds, something with this. I can also... Because the problem with this is it's Moth Sky, but it's the yellow one, so it's 2 more rune chance. We take 2 damage. Fuck it. Fuck it. Sometimes. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to Kadachi then do this, because the only target in here is a Spinning Wheel Kick. So it could be like Kadachi, Descendant. Kadachi, Descendant, Bonds, Spinning Wheel Kick. Pop, 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 pop. We are racing. You already did that, sir.
Yeah, you know, I'm feeling myself right now. It's a new year. We about to do this. Let's go.
Okay, so let me think this line out, because the only card that I can grab is Spinning Wheel Kick. So I need to have at least 1 floating. But what threatens the mask more? Descendant Bonds. I think I just throw 1 Kadachi here and then go Descendant Bonds, Spinning Wheel Kick. This could also be a... Oh, maybe I shouldn't have... I probably shouldn't have even done this. I fucked up this line. The line was just Descendant Bonds, spinning. This could be spinning once it hit. So I can just throw 2 spins, which would have been a better line. But this is fine. I want to use Katsu here because the rest of it is it'll go Bonds into Spinning Wheel Kick. I guess I could just Arsenal this Or I can use it to draw a card because there's not much else that I'm doing here with this. So I think I'm actually going to deny this Katsu trigger. Because if he blocks the bonds next turn, then it's still just spinning wheel kick, and then whatever I Katsu trigger, I won't threaten mask again. He's gonna let me draw. I think it's this and then E-Strike, draw a card again. Or I can just throw the Be Like Water and then Arsenal the E-Strike. That's probably better because then I don't have to risk like a shitty fuck. I don't have to risk a shitty Arsenal. Am I just dead next turn? This guy just full gripped everything. Yeah, I'm just gonna play this in Arsenal E-Strike instead of for next turn. Sure. So I'll just flick this. And then our next turn could be Kadachi, E-Strike, bottom the bonds for go again, and then send the snatch. So hopefully we don't have to block out much more than this, but he only has 2 cards, so... And if we do, then we have the flick set up for it, so I'm going to pass and then just cover this with 4. Okay. The greedy play would be to bottom the snatch, send this for 5, go again, and then if it hit, I could like go into a bonds line somehow, but that is greedy as fuck. Oh man, I'm getting work emails. No. All right, we're in a good shape here. Again, I can block any physical with flick, And then we're gonna pitch Lord of Winds and we'll go into the Mugenshi line. Which means we could also block with these two, because chances are we're gonna use it next turn. We could even like break cross trap if we want to hold on to the Lord of the Winds here, the one that we have. No, we can't. We need one extra resource. No, we can't. We have to pitch a blue. So I'll pitch this. It'll be Surging, Whelming. We'll turn the 100 Winds into a Mugenshi and ask for all the cards. If we can hold on to the flick, even better. Seven, it'll banish the top. It's good that it's not the card here. So I think I just still flick. I take 3 to make sure I just don't die. Just cover some of it, and then we pitch this and do our line. Take 3, and what do we banish? Warmongers? That's fine. So now it's just Surging Strike. Pitch this. This is fine. He gives me more cards here, or oops. He could block. Yeah, he has enough to block. So he doesn't have a turn next turn, so I think we just Arsenal this. It doesn't make sense just to throw this now. We set up for a 5-card play when he only has 4. All right, I see a line. I need this to hit. Okay, so we can go 100 wins. This is gonna hit. We play this, right? He can't stop this. And then we go Whelming Bonds. This turns into a Bonds. Off this Bonds, we grab this Whelming, and we just close out the game here in style. Yes. Yes. Who gives a fuck about Flick Flag? So we have to grab, it's going to be Whelming Bonds. We have a Whelming in here. So this has to be a Bonds. Oh, wait. It's this first. Whoops. Play the Bonds that he knows we have. We grab a red Whelming. Go Whelming Bonds again. And, we can't play any of this. It's fine. GG. Yeah. Yeah, double bonds is sick. If anyone is still is on the debate of snaps versus Breeze Rider boots, it's Breeze Rider boots. Because we still could have played this. I mean, we probably would have just pitched this to throw Kadachi. It depends what was in his hand and what his armor still was. Or how many cards were still in his hand or whatever. But that's fine. Just block out the physical stuff. And that's why we don't want to run Tide Flippers. Tide Flippers is fine because we could have used Tide Flippers on the blue Whelming here to give it go again and throw the bonds. But then the next one would have not been good. I guess I could have... I could have pitched this to play any of the other cards off of the bonds. Yeah, I could have grabbed... Did I have a Mugenshi here? Yeah, I could have grabbed a Mugenshi here. Yep. I mean, at that point, it doesn't really matter. We had him. So I probably... Like, that line was probably like... When I declined the bonds, I could have just grabbed, like... double bonds with snaps? I guess I would have grabbed the Descendant off the first bonds. And then pitched the Lord of the Winds to throw... And done it that way. I could have done it there. Turn before should have led with 100 wins. What was the turn before? I mean, I led with the 100. I led with the 100 wins on this turn. I don't remember the last line. It wasn't this line. You mean the line previous? Because this line I did lead. I did start with 100 wins. I guess I can go back and watch the spot. I don't really remember. Surging Woman against you turn. I can't really remember it. Maybe that was correct. Probably. I got a work email in that I actually have to... I wanted to stream straight to the Dash stuff that we're going to do probably in like 30 minutes. But I'm going to actually take like a 30-minute break, cut this stream, walk my dog, and handle the work email that came in. So I was like a little distracted towards the end of the game. This is probably a better line for sure. But also in that spot too, like... Turn breaking skills, get over the Whelming blue, the combo hit, and he blocked 2. Yeah, I remember that, but I don't remember what my hand... I think it was like... I don't know. I don't remember what the rest of my hand was. But you could be completely right. I also... I mean, this is not an excuse, but we definitely had him. So even if he blocks there, like... What was my hand? It was like 100 wins and something else. I could have like thrown the 100 wins and gotten something else. Like, I'm not sure, but we... After that last turn, I knew we was pretty beat. Like, he definitely should have overblocked that by 1 with breaking skills up. Like, for sure. But I'm not making it seem like I'm playing the perfect lines either. It's also Talishar. The Mugenshi line, though, is the real reason we run Breezies. And, like, even that last Bonds turn, like, I'm like, oh, I can't play any of this. I had a Lord Winds in hand. I could have just pitched, went Kadachi, and, like, the last Surging, or the last, not the last Spinning Wheel Cake. I don't have it. Just, it could have been, or yeah, it could have been Spinning Wheel Cake. It is the last Spinning Wheel Cake. So, like, off that Bonds, I probably just grabbed the Spinning Wheel Cake and then pitch this and go Kadachi spinning. But, like, he's fucked. Like, he's totally fucked in that line anyway. The previous line, maybe it was 100 wins first. Did I have... I had another 0 cost to tutor. I really don't remember what that hand was. I remember it was Surging. He blocked the Surging. Blue Whelming. and then something else. If it was a blue, my thought might have been, if he blocks it correctly, I could throw the blue to go Kadachi Kadachi and then the 100 wins and present another mass trigger. The main difference I see between the Snaps version and the Breeze version is that the Snaps version wants to play out all the cards, and you can't really have a bad turn. And that's why you run cards like Double Strike, because you need the Katsu trigger to hit. I try to present as many awkward blocks as I possibly can. But I really don't remember what else is in my hand. I could just be wrong. I'm just trying to think of why maybe I sequenced it that way instead of just making a misplay. But I usually like to hold, if they're going to block the stuff correctly, then you throw Kadachi Kadachi, then another card. So you can take another card out of their hand. The more cards I can take out of their hand is better. Even harder. Yeah. So if it was a blue, that might have been why I wanted to play it that way. Because then I could also Breaking Scales on that turn too, right? If he covers the Whelming correctly, I just pitch the other blue and I throw Kadachi Kadachi 100 wins at that point. And then I still have another line that threatens mask. People in the Discord talk about the Mugenshi line and they're like, oh, it's only good when it hits. It's only good when it hits. But it not hitting is a result of your opponent giving you all the cards. I think the same thing when people say well, Mask of Momentum doesn't get off on Bravo. I use that example all the time because people think that Lynx is better into Bravo, but it's not. And the reason it's not is because Lynx gives you one good turn, which is fine, but then you can draw bad and then give them back tempo and then you're kind of fucked. And if you're going for a Dishonor line with it, if you have blue bonds in your deck and you're going for a Dishonor line with it, Bravo can still win even if they're Dishonored. The Mask of Momentum not getting any draws is a result of your opponent playing around it. So it's the same thing. How many games do you play, especially at higher levels, where maybe you don't get to use Breaking Scales? So the argument would be oh, Breaking Scales is bad because I never get to use it. They always block one over. But they're blocking one over because it's there. So I think between Mask, Breeze, Breaking Scales, and Breeze Rider boots, you're always giving your opponent super duper awkward blocks. This guy definitely didn't know how to play against Katsu. Or doesn't have a lot of Katsu reps. Because he blocked a little awkward. Or maybe he just got greedy and was well, I'll make him break it. But it's the reason why we play. I'm going to pull up the list actually too. Before I take a quick break and then we hop back on and learn Dash. I've only played Katsu, so you're going to watch me be very bad at Dash with some of the homies in Discord. We're going to do a Dash 101. Let's go here. So I think Tunic is better into Bravo because a lot, especially in this mid-range list, because you're constantly blocking it's that tempo where it's back and forth. So hold on, I need to change the direction. This is driving me crazy now that I'm looking at it. My shirt says Iron Lion, y'all. Because now it looks like I'm looking at the list. Okay, this is better. I'm gonna make this a little bigger too. So I'm gonna put this off here, and we'll talk about this a little bit. Games tend to go along with Bravo, pivoting between game plans, especially with this fridge. The games go longer, so you'll probably get more value off of... you'll get more value off of Tunic than you would in other matchups because they will go long. But the problem is one, I'm not on Art of War. If I was on Art of War, I would be more inclined to run Spring Tunic into more matchups. I'm also going to pause this music so that I don't feel like I'm talking over it. The second reason is you're blocking out, especially a mid-range game plan, right? So let's look at the matchups and let's go to Bravo. So Bravo, I run 66. I bring in 3 reinforcing line. I bring in 3 CNC. The CNC is just to make the deck a little fatter. It also gives us better 2-card plays if they present disruption. So if I can't have go again, okay, cool. They also tend to having 5-card plays. So again, my game plan isn't to like go burr and fucking do as much damage as possible all the time. I do the damage as a result of... I hope this is not the email. Okay. All right, cool. We're still showing. I do damage as a result of taking cards out of your hand, and then you have no choice. You have to let the things hit. Katsu says, even with his hero power, it's like you're constantly asking your opponent to solve this very complex question of how do I block and when do I block and what do I block? The more you can do that, the more, one, you're going to just mentally fatigue your opponent. They're going to make misplays. But two, you get to like hide lines, do the thing. That last Bravo matchup that we saw, I'm not saying he was the best Bravo player in the world. He opened up and went to go push damage with Pummel on turn 0. I think that was a misplay. Holding on to that Pummel. But I play against a lot of Bravo in our local meta, and I'm very, very confident and comfortable in the matchup. So if we look at the list... I'm going to refresh this because I think this is specifically looking at the Bravo matchup. We run the 3 flicks and we run the 3 reinforced line here. So a lot of the game is going to feel like, okay, I have tempo and I'm going to keep taking cards out of their hand. And eventually you might draw bad, which is why I like the mid-range game plan over the aggro game plan, because when you draw bad on aggro, you kind of just lose. And the mid-range game plan gives you more skill expression, and it also helps with when you draw bad, you can play a little bit more defensive. So Katsu blocks very well. I only run 2 no blocks in the entire list. It's these 2. It's another reason I don't really like Art of War, because it doesn't block. I know that you can play it and it can buff the block. Okay, but for what this list is trying to do, a list with more 4 attacks will do better into Bravo than a Bonds focus list, which is why I think you're doing well into him. Yes. Spinning wheel kick is great into that matchup, right? Because you're asking for armor and you're asking for like that 4 break point, which is why I really, 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 really like the Mugenshi line. So yeah, they do, which is why the game they do have a fridge and defense reacts to effectively block break points. But the good matches against Bravo always seem like it gets down to like 5 health, and it's like, can I Kadachi lock them before they can send a dominant attack where I don't have a D-React or armor? So if you miss block with your armor or misuse a D-React, you are fucked. Because, like, some people, bad Katsu players, will see the crush effect and they'll just throw a flick flack or reinforce, but it's like, do I have a good offensive turn around this disruption? And that's why we bring in things like CNC and whatever. I don't like, to go back to why we were talking about this, I do not like Spring Tunic into Bravo because I have tempo and I'm doing the thing and okay, cool. Now, let's say they block with the Starstruck and they create a seismic defensively and they're able to kind of take back tempo. I have 3 blues in my hand and a combo piece or not a non-combo piece in my arsenal, or I don't have a starter or whatever the case is. I now have to play defensively. You have to be able to pivot. There's not a lot of decks that are just like, I don't care about blocking, whatever. And that deck is Lexi, and that's why Lexi's done very well. Where can we see the list matchup guide? We might be doing a video on it, but I will show you it. So I'm giving you the secret sauce right now. Take screenshots. Every matchup is here. So back to the Tunic debate. The reason I don't like Tunic is because the tempo will feel super duper back and forth. On the turn where I have all gas, and I'm like, okay, I am taking the tempo back on this play. If I don't have a blue to pitch for it, oh my God. That will be very, very bad. Like, I might lose the game off that because I have very short windows to take the tempo back. We have yet to see a non-Art of War list perform well in high-level competitive event. Perhaps sometime this year we will. Did the second place list... Hold on one second. Let me look this up. I'm not sure if he ran Art of War. Let me look. pull up this list. 1 second. I think this was running Art of War. Nope, it wasn't. Even better. This dude took second at the Battle Hardened in Columbus and is not playing Art of War. He's also playing 3 of Mugenshi, where some players don't think it's a good list. And if you look at his sideboard, if I was able to pull this up in February, he's running Blazin'. He's running Spring Tunic for the matchups. He's running AB2, which I agree with. Oh, he's running AB3. Our list runs AB2. But he's also on 2 Reinforce, 1 Sink Below. So this was a debate. I like the 3 Reinforce instead of the 2 of and 1 of Sink Below, but Sink Below has its merits. 3 Flick is in the main board. If you look at his list, it is very similar to mine. He's got 2 Visit Floating Dojo, and he's got 1 Shuriken. I'm on 1 and 1. But this list took second, the Battle Hardened, and he is not on Art of War. Oh, not Battle Hardened or PTIs. Okay. I mean, yeah. Just so you're aware, the calling the next day, and I'm not trying to vouch for the list or my skill, I went 4-0 among killers. 3 of the players that I played against Yang-Ji Lee, I played against Easton Douglas, and I played against Matt McLeod. Both of them are from Team Ascent, and Yang-Ji Lee is Yang-Ji Lee. Any of those games could have been top 8 games. I'm not saying that I didn't top 8 because I played against them. I beat some of them. But if you look at the matchups that I had on the day 1 of calling, any of those could have been like games where that was day 2 or top 8 into an event or something like that. But I like this discussion. I'm not trying to say one's better than the other. I'm saying this is the way I like to play. I like the mid-range list. And Art of War, if you're playing... So my experience in Vegas was like 10 hours of the PTI. We played 9 rounds. And then the calling the next day, I took it all the way to the very last match, was another 8 rounds. I lost 1 game because I drew poorly. The rest of the games I lost, which was a couple, I definitely misplayed. I even lost the game off of the back of a penalty because I'm new to the game and I didn't realize that what it was allowed in my deck box, whatever. I almost won that game. So I'm not even counting that game. I played a Bravo and I drew very badly. I don't want cards in my deck that can cost me the game, especially in an environment where I need to lose twice at the very most. Art of War is better in a bonds list, no contest, and your list for Razor is better. I do think that Art of War is good in some deck lists, and I'm not saying Art of War is a bad card. Katsu lists we've seen perform well at high-level events were 2 at Calling Birmingham and 1 at UK Nationals. Wait, this is the Calling at Birmingham. Oh, this is... sorry, this is Battle Hardened. I apologize. The UK Nationals list had, I think, a blue pummel. And the meta in UK, I'm not trying to start up this conversation, but the US versus non-US is a little different. There's a reason that LLS or LSS, sorry, gives puts US nationals in their own thing. I love the fucking discussion though. I love this. This is how everybody gets better. So I think if I was on a list that ran Tunic more, or I was on like a more aggro aggressive list, I think I would play Art of War. I've played the Polish list that was on Snaps and had Art of War in there and EBTT, and I love that list. I think it's good. I just think my goal in these bigger events is for consistency in the deck, and I think that Art of War can sometimes mess that up. But I don't think it's a bad card. I just think it doesn't belong in this list with what the list is trying to do. I think taking second in a Battle Hardened that's in the States is huge. I think that's amazing, and his list is very similar to ours. But this whole thing started on the Tunic debate, and in this list, I can't afford to take another turn off because I don't have Tunic able to pop. The only matchup that I run Tunic into is Icelander, and that's because you get a ton of value from like the Frost stuff. But the rest of the stuff is defensive enough where, like, if I was on snaps, I might bring Tunic into more. If I was on snaps, I might bring Tunic into more matchups because you're missing out on the one block on Breeze Riders. And I think that's huge because Breaking Scales and Breeze Riders says you can cover the bigger dominated attacks from Bravo 2 times with exactly a 3 block, a defense react, either an arsenal or reinforce the line, and 1 armor. Being able to stop 2 of those is amazing. I think when people put in cards that are like one of, and they're like, oh, it's just one of, like, one of the debates I got into in the Discord for Katsu was Zephyr Needle. And someone was like, I really like Zephyr Needle into Dromai. And my argument was Dromai is already favored for Katsu. And their counter argument was, well, it's just one card. I can tell you with certainty, every single card in this list has a reason. If you ask me about the reason, it has a very specific reason why the card is in the list. So when people make decks and they're like, oh, it's just one in the sideboard, it's like your list is definitely not like optimized, because I would take 5 more sideboard slots if I could. I can't fit in a single other card. Someone said before about Blazin being it's one card in only a couple matchups. I think it was Tuck. Odin. I really enjoy putting in equipment. And a lot of this, again, I got to give credit to where it's due. If you guys are in here and you know who Tyler Broughton is, Righteous Gaming, that dude is my coach. We've been working on a lot of this together, and I wouldn't be as comfortable and wouldn't have done as well in Vegas if it wasn't for him. So a lot of this is off of the mid-range list that he built and the mid-range playstyle that he adopted. I just had to say that. But he taught me that bringing in equipment in the sideboard slot, you immediately get the value from it, where if this was like Wax On or something, I need to draw into that. So I like to have my sideboard as equipment heavy as possible, and then the cards I can run them, which is fine. But that's why I really do like Cross Trap into Bravo instead of Tunic. If I wasn't on Breeze Rider boots, I'd probably run. If I was on Snaps, which blocks for 0, I'd probably run Tunic. It gives me that extra point of block. And then again, in this list, I'm not a fan of hold lines. They have to line up and are blue block to otherwise. Agreed. These get brought in into Lexi. I played 4 Lexis in the calling. I only lost to one of them. And the one that I lost to was on Team Ascent. His name is Matt, and he's a very good player. The only Lexi I lost to in PTI was the one for in the finals, in the top 8, sorry. And again, I got hit with a penalty because I'm newer to the competitive scene in this game. I wasn't aware. It was just like a silly mistake. And I lost that, but I lost that game because of misplays. Hold the line wins games against Lexi. It exactly does. So like everyone, when I posted the list, a lot of people came and they were like, well, what about the Lexi matchup? I feel favored into the Lexi matchup. Of course, it has to line up, but if you see this early, you just put in the arsenal, and then when they 3 of a kind, it covers so much damage. Like 0 block 5, essentially. Prevent 5, block 2, prevent the next 3, but what was the penalty for? I will show you. This is my deck box. Here's my equipment. I leave all my equipment in mini snaps, and you can see that they fit perfectly. This is so that they don't rattle around on the plane, in my backpack, whatever. Here's my Katsu and all my equipment. You can see that you'll get to them right here. These are blank. These were not blank before. Now, the equipment that was in there was stuff that I would never, ever in a million years run. No rune. I was like all no rune stuff. No rune chests, no rune gloves, no rune boots. All the arcane garbage. And I just had them in there literally to stop this. So that they fit perfectly. When I made it to the top 8 in the PTI, they said, hey, everyone give us your deck boxes. Again, it's separated from everything else. This is where my cards were. They're all in the same sleeves. So the judge called me over, and he was like, "What equipment are you running?" And there's quite a few different things that I run for equipment. So I was like, "Blaze in Your Eye, Arcane Lantern, Tunic," and he was like, "Is that it?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's it." And I was like, "Wait, hold on, maybe I forgot something." All right, Blaze in Your Eye, this. And his face was all, and I was like, oh my god, you're talking about the ones that are in there to like pad my deck box. So they knew obviously I'm not cheating. One of the guys even made a joke. They were like, yeah, let him run that equipment. Everyone was super nice about it. I showed my opponent the cards that were in there, so everyone knew like, I'm obviously not trying to pull one over on anyone. You would never use these cards. It was a harsh lesson to learn. But it didn't rattle me, and I did not lose that game because of the, was it IP? The intellect penalty? I did not lose that game because of the IP. I lost that game because of a couple of misplays. I needed to play perfect from that point. And the guy that I was playing against was a professional player from Austria who couldn't compete in Nats, obviously, because he's from Austria. But he came over to play in the Calling and the PTI. So very, very good player. His first turn was 3 of a kind. I took him down to like 7. He was up on me. It was like 34-3. And once I had a play where I took the tempo back and I took all the cards out of his hand, I was like, oh, it's time. Like, I actually have it. But I misplayed. I didn't play perfectly. Some of the sequencing was incorrect, and it was at the end of a very long day. So, but that was the penalty. But this is the list. I wouldn't make any changes. I mean, we're gonna make changes when the mech stuff comes out, and we're gonna make changes. Like later on in the line when the meta changes, but Hold the Line is insane. You run it against ninjas because they run Art of War, so on those turns it's very good. And you run it against Leviah for Blood Rush Bellow turns. You don't run it into Rhinar because you're going to get intimidated anyway and not be able to. So I usually take out 2 Warmongers for the 2 Hold the Line because those Warmongers doesn't really do much. And against Lexi, I take out the 2 non-blocking blues. It gives me no cards that don't block against Lexi, and this card is cracked. It also costs 0, so you can constantly trigger it away. You can pitch it for Kodachis. At the very worst, it is a block 2, but blocking 2 on a defense react is not bad against Lexi, even if they don't draw, because if they Rain Razor an on hit that you don't want to hit, you can still just cover it with this after the fact. So this card is cracked. I played this card multiple times in the tournament, and this card was the card that almost won me the game after the IP penalty against Lexi. He ended up playing, like, I think all 3 of his 3 of a kind, and 1 or 2 of them I covered with Hold the Line, and it gave me tempo back. Again, you're playing, so I used to play TFT at a challenger level. I played Runeterra. All the games that I played before were at a very high level were digital games. So I'm very familiar with tempo. I just want to take cards out of the opponent's hand as much as I can. I want to hold on to cards as much as I can. What's the Icelander plan for this deck? So we run AB2. We run Arcane Lantern. You run Tide Flippers. You run Arcane Lantern because you're not usually going Kodachi anyway. They usually won't let you do that because of the ice. And Tide Flippers are fine because you don't really have to pop off with like an insane Mugenshi Bonds turn. You just want to take the cards out of their hand one time and have them not on an arsenal, and then the game gets infinitely easier. The reason that we run AB2 is because if I do decide to break Tide Flippers off of like a blue whelming into Mugenshi or a blue whelming into Bonds or whatever, I still have the AB1 cushion, and AB2 makes it so that the kill range that they get you in is much smaller. It's like a nice little parachute. AB1 is doable, but it can get dicey once you get to like 13 health. You have to constantly think like, am I going to die on my turn? We run the 2 epots. I'll show you the sideboard. We bring Tunic in, Lantern in, and Flippers. We run 2 epots and a Hold the Line. We get rid of the 3 flicks. We don't need them in that matchup. And then we add CNC instead of the spinning wheel kicks. Again, they like to sit on that arsenal. AB3 was something that I didn't test as much as I wanted to. AB3 is nice because then if you go against Kano... I know the deck is leaving soon, but how's the matchup into Fatigue Briar? So first I'm going to just answer the AB3 one. AB3 is something that we didn't test enough. It might be better. I don't think you need it against Icelander, though. And I'm not sure what slot I would run it in. Oh, sorry. I will keep it clean. I apologize. We're going to be clean as heck. So if we look at the Icelander matchup, this is what we run. We bring in 3 blues instead of 3 reds to give us a better blue count. And CNC does a lot of work into Icelander because they want their arsenal, and you're forcing them, like, usually they want their arsenal to give you a frostbite when you're like going wide. And instead you get to say, oh, okay, here, I'm just going to blow it up. You can give me a frostbite. It's going to be at the end of my turn anyway. The damage has been done, and I'm going to take that. You can really, really, really snowball the Icelander matchup when you take all the cards out of the hand, and they're not on an arsenal, because it's tough for them to get the arsenal back while you have your foot on the gas. The deck is leaving soon, but how's the matchup into Fatigue Briar? I don't have a problem in most Fatigue matchups because we mainboard the Mugenshi line. I got the Mugenshi line off like 4 times over the course of that weekend in Vegas, and I presented the Mugenshi line 3 times, and I know you're like, hey, Dan, how did you present the line 3 times? You only have 2 Mugenshis. Because we have a Visit the Floating Dojo. So the Dojo gets mainboarded, which gives us 2 more cards back in against those Fatigue matchups. It ends up becoming, I need to get the Mugenshi to hit. So I don't know if you were watching the stream earlier, the very first Bravo player that I was against where I accidentally popped my boots, I was holding on Razor. Razor is very, very important in these Fatigue matchups because usually they're very defensive, and it's the only way that you can get the Mugenshi line to actually hit. Even better if you have Shuriken set up. If you have like Shuriken set up and Breaking Scales is still up and you have a Razor, like the Mugenshi's definitely hitting. The problem is they have a lot of D-reacts, but the late game Mugenshi that you want to hit they're going to have most of those D-reacts are going to be in their graveyard. So I had an Uzuri that I played against, which Uzuri is usually, I want to say it's slightly Uzuri favored instead of Katsu favored. And I presented the Mugenshi line 3 times. One time, it took every card out of his hand. Mugenshi did not hit. The second time, it took every card out of his hand. Mugenshi did not hit. The third time, I dojoed it back, and I made sure that I had a Razor. And I threw, it was, the Mugenshi line and Lord of the Winds for 10, which means I threw 8 things back in my deck. After that, the game was won. Because not only is my deck is going to be thin, but every card is surging. All the blues are left because it's the end of the game. And every card is like surging, whelming, whatever I decided to put back in. It is just pure gas. Like you will win off of that just because like no matter what you draw from that position, your deck is going to be fire. Was very curious because I'm a Leviah player looking for something that forces a few more blocks. Love Leviah, but she's just damaged, 0 on hits, and my meta is getting way too greedy lately. I agree. I think Leviah is the only deck that presents as much damage as it does with no disruption, where you can still win games. But I really, really like the style of Katsu because it is a chess match the whole time. Like, you're always asking your opponent, like, do I block this? Do I not block this? I've had insane lines that I don't know if some of the people who are in my local metas are here. I actually pulled it off in the very last round of the calling, where you can play cards like, if I have a blue, let's say I have any of these blues, I have a Dojo, or you don't even need a blue because you could have cross track, but whatever. Let's say I have any blue, I have a Dojo, I have a Surging Strike, and an Ancestral in hand. I know you might be saying, oh, damn, that's super specific. How is that going to happen? I mean, usually you're like putting a surging in the arsenal. It only blocks for 2, so you don't want it in your hand and you want the combo pieces there. They block the surging perfectly. Even if I throw a surging for 5 and they block it for 6, you dojo put the whelming from your graveyard on top of your deck, put a surging on the bottom, ancestral draw the whelming, and you just go off. When you present one Razor Reflex, if it's in the beginning of the game or you block with it or you just pitch, you let them see that it's, I am pitching Razor Reflex. Tell them what it does. This card will blow the game out. When they see that, it doesn't matter how many you have in your deck. Even if you just have one. They've seen a Razor Reflex. They know that you're Katsu, so you're shuffling more than a dealer in Vegas. And they're going to block awkwardly around these things now. Razor just won the last, not that last game, but the Bravo game. It won the game for me. The amount of times Razor Reflex has won a game is great. It also lines up with Snatch, with Whelming. There's some cards that don't have natural go again that you can give it go again, E-Strike, etc. I know there was an argument up top about Snatch not being in the best card in a non-Snaps version, but ending a combo off Snatch is you're doing it again. You're asking your opponent, like, all right, here's another on hit. Like, are you going to let me have a 5-card hand next turn? And that's the best place to use it, is like you play cards and you have no arsenal and you have Snatch, send the Snatch. You're asking them very, very difficult questions. And even the best players can't play around everything. You can't play around Shuriken being set up and Breaking Scales being set up and Razor and Ancestral. And it's just a matter of knowing what's still in the deck and playing for those lines. Like, sometimes for the Mugenshi line, you also need the Razor, but that's totally fine. When Mugenshi hits, I use it all the time for both lines. I'm just going to break, I'll play Mugenshi, Mask Draw hasn't happened, cool. I play Mugenshi, it hits, I can pitch one of the Lord of Winds, go Kadachi into Lord of Winds, I break Breeze Riders there, I get the Mask Draw, you know, you can do a lot of things there, and then at the end of the game, if you're against these Fatigue decks, you can just, one of the Dromai players tried to take me to Fatigue, and they had a dragon that had a lot of health, and I just hit the Mugenshi line on the dragon to make sure I hit, and then threw all those good cards back in my deck. There's like a debate of like, it's Bonds or it's Mugenshi. It's both. It is most definitely both. And again, shout out to Tyler Broughton, Righteous Gaming, team card advantage. That dude showed me the way on the Mugenshi line for sure. I was also not a believer, and now I'm a believer. That line is insane. It probably won me half of my games at over the weekend at Vegas. The deck is very unintuitive to me sometimes. Need to get my play set of Dishonors back, hoping to grind out games. I will tell you... Well, I'll tell you two things. I'm kind of new to the game. My first Armory was played on April 13th. The reason I'm saying that is for two things. One, so you know exactly how long I've been playing the game. But in that short amount of time, I was able to take a top 8 in PTI and have a very good showing at the calling. Me and the team are traveling to Dallas in October for the calling there. I think it's a calling. So you're going to see us pop up more. I'll be doing more live streams and stuff like this on this channel. But the reason I'm telling you that is for two things. One, I have been playing a short amount of time compared to a lot of other players. Again, I came from other card games and stuff like that, and I played at a very high level. But the second thing is I have only played Katsu. I think Katsu's floor is pretty low, and I think his ceiling is extremely high. It's probably the same for all other heroes in this game. I think the reason I flocked to Flesh and Blood is because of the amount of skill expression here. So I'm not saying Katsu is the only one that has, but it's the only hero that I've played, and I'm still working through proper sequencing, when to block, how to block, things like that. But I have hundreds and hundreds of games on Katsu. I've only played Katsu, and I'll tell you that, speaking from personal experience, if you put time into Katsu as the hero, you'll get stuff back. Like, it might seem goofy, but I mean, I'm probably gonna play Dash soon, and you're gonna see a very bad. And people will say, "Oh, Dash is so easy," but I'm gonna look really bad playing Dash when we hop back on. Did we consider Yellow 100 wins? No. I mean, yes, we thought about it, but 100 wins is just all right. We were only running one Winds of Eternity, if we were on more Winds of Eternity or more of like an aggro list that wants to play out every card that they get, I think Yellow 100 Winds is fine. It's just tough to make room for... I don't really know what I would cut for it. Like, just looking at the list, I guess, like, maybe get rid of the Snatches to throw them in, but Snatch, I think, is a much better card. Yeah, maybe get rid of these two to throw more combo pieces in, because we're at 17 blues with these in. I know that some Katsu players will run less. They'll run like 15, anywhere between like 15 and 18. I like the 17 blues. There was, especially because we run the Mugenshi line, sometimes you're going to get 3 blues out of your deck right away. So I like the 17 blues. I think 100 wins is just okay. So to put in like a yellow one is feels worse. 0 for 2 go again. I know it combos off the other 100 wins, but it's not my favorite card. And all of the cards that I would have to like get rid of to make room for it seem better than yellow 100 wins. There were some other cards that we considered. We considered Take the Tempo. We considered Give and Take. We played around with a lot of cards. This is something that, again, Tyler Broughton had come up with this mid-range game plan and this mid-range deck list and this play style of Katsu. And we really, really worked hard from, like, he has a video out from, like, I think the Battle Hardened in Baltimore, or was it Calling in Baltimore? Which he did very, very well in. I think Tyler Broughton's the best Katsu player in the world. And if not, there's a lot of people that would argue that he's one of. So he was already working on this list, and through the coaching sessions and all the things that we worked on, I could tell you every single card in this list makes sense for what we're trying to do. There's a reason that there's only one of some of these cards, and we were on 3 floating dojo in the Oldham days. And I wasn't a believer in this card either. We're down to 1 because the meta's different. But it's nice to like not have to worry about fatigue matchups when your deck list, the main 60, already takes care of fatigue. We have 1 floating dojo. We have the Mugenshi line. So it's just a matter of like recognizing the game state, knowing that like, oh, okay, this is going to go to fatigue. I need to make sure that I save at least 1 Mugenshi and probably a Razor, and make it so that, you know, you arsenal the correct one and play towards that end of the game. But it's dope because you're playing like this tempo-based game, and then all of a sudden it turns into like a combo because you're like, oh, as my graveyard gets bigger, I can like crush this dude with a Lord of the Winds off the Mugenshi line. Yeah, this stream was a lot more fun than I thought I was going to have. I'm not going to lie. I used to stream TFT and like Runeterra and Hearthstone back in the day. I am absolutely obsessed with Flesh and Blood. I am obsessed with the scene that we have in Colorado Springs. We have like 20 plus people at our armories usually. We're there till like 11:30 at night. And I get to play with killers all the time. I think I found the best coach for what I'm trying to get done. And I'll do more, like we will definitely do more of these streams for sure. I'm glad that it brought people in and people are asking questions, and yeah, I mean, you're going to see some of the guys on the team too. I'm sure I'm going to hop on with Wes in probably like a half hour-ish to an hour. So the stream will go back on, and it'll be me learning some Dash before the mech stuff comes out. I want to take the lull in the competitive scene. Like right now, there's nothing new happening for like the next 3 weeks, and then it's going to kick back up because we're traveling to Dallas. The Pro Quest season kicks up. So there's like a couple weeks here where I like to take advantage of that time to learn different heroes, especially if they're going to be prevalent, or if there's new cards coming out for them, because again, I don't play anything other than Katsu competitively. But I need to know what other heroes can do and stuff like that. So if you don't know how dash works, or you're interested in like the dash 101, then we can definitely do that. But I will definitely stream as much as I possibly can. I work from home, so I have opportunities to do that. I will stream as much as I can, and we'll do this, and we'll do other content as well. And that's a good question, Wes. Yo, Blake, I gotta walk my dog and handle work real quick, or else I would definitely run one. And then we're gonna come back and play some dash. I'm interested to see what Kevin's response is to this before honestly just gameplay. I mean, I'm glad this is like the easiest content for me to do. I already play a ton of I'm looking at some of the chat, sorry. I already play a ton on Talishar. So if people like this kind of content, we can do this. I mean, I can do this very often. I would say like weekly. It's very easy for me. I'm already playing a ton on Talishar. And hit me up on Discord. It's JoeJoeKARATE on Discord. Type it. Any questions? Anything like that? Just hit me up. I'm always looking to help. And I'm glad that people like some of this stuff. Because you're right. There's not a lot of live streaming. I streamed on Twitch prior, and there's not like, you can't really stream Flesh and Blood on Twitch because it doesn't have its own thing. So more people are using YouTube, but we're also gonna expand out and do other content. So if this is something that people like for sure, I'll do it more. It's not hard for me to just turn the camera on while I'm playing games and kind of talk through the lines. Of course, I might misplay a couple times because it is a little difficult to do both, but I mean, that's why this game is fun. No one plays perfectly. Yo, I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate everyone that tuned in. I appreciate the comments, the questions. I even appreciate when people, you know, calling me out for my misplays. Again, I'm not going to play perfectly all the time, and this is not like a tournament setting. If you guys are not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel so you get that notification every time we go live, because it will be something that we're doing way more of. And keep giving us suggestions for any sorts of content. If it's this, if it's deck tech videos, if it's a specific question, we can highlight it and go over it. When we do the dash stuff, you're gonna hear some of the other teammates of mine pop in, so you get to meet them as well. And everyone is like super good on the list that they play. Again, Colorado Springs is the Colorado scene is crazy for Flesh and Blood. There's like a ton of really, really good players. So I have the benefit of being able to break bread with all these guys and play alongside these guys. So for what I'm doing on Katsu, you're gonna see we have a Bravo guy and a Dorinthia guy and a Runeblade guy and Wes is chiming in. He's like a jack of all trades. This guy's like can pick up any deck and be pretty good with it, which is something that I don't. I do not have that skill, obviously. I play months and months of Katsu, and I don't want to play a single game of Dash. I just want to keep playing Katsu. We have another Katsu player on the team, Dylan. I played him on Fi's. He was on Fi in the thing. So you're playing Katsu at your Nats in Canada. Good luck, man. Get after it. Katsu can. I felt like I can win any of the games that I lost, except the one that I drew poorly in. So I think Katsu's in a good spot, and I think, yeah, get after it. Good luck in those games, man. Come back and let us know how you did. I'll look for your name when they release the results. But yeah, let's bring each other up, man. For real. I don't want to hold like any info back. I'm not one of those guys that's like gonna keep secrets close to my chest. I'll talk to you guys about whatever. Then we all get better. I appreciate you guys. Sorry, Iron Line, if I cursed. I'm sorry. If you're ever in Colorado, check out Iron Line. I know they have other shops in other places, but that's what's up. It's the nicest card shop I've ever been to in my life. That's like home for us. They'll take care of you if you're ever in Colorado Springs. Come check out Iron Line for show. Thursday night armories, and you get to meet the whole squad. I'm excited to join the draft. I said something recently to someone. It was at Vegas, and they were giving me a compliment. And I was like, I don't know how to play Flesh and Blood, but I know how to play Katsu. I've done a couple of drafts. I'm not a fan of it, but I like that LSS makes it so that you have to be good at both. So I look forward to that, and that could be something that we do, right? Like the guys on the team are better drafters than me. They can kind of put me in, and we can sit down and do like a mock draft online, and we can, as I learn how to draft better, we can teach other people how to learn how to draft better. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna take care of this work stuff. I'm gonna walk my pup. Hold on, let me show you a picture, just so you guys know how adorable this puppy is that I'm about to walk. Look at this. That's L. I'm gonna walk that pup. I'm gonna handle my work stuff, and then we're gonna be back, and we're gonna switch gears and do some dash stuff. I appreciate everyone checking us out. Make sure again subscribe to the Blood Rush Fellows, and we'll see you guys soon.